And that's something we missing in hip hop right now. Ain't nobody taking responsibility for shit. It's amazing. Think about this for a second, folks. You can get canceled for telling a joke, but you can talk about your asshole, your pussy being pink, your asshole being brown, and nobody say shit. Motherfuckers will defend you. They will defend your ass. But you tell a joke about different communities, anybody from the LGBT community, you're going to get canceled. I got to watch what I'm saying for fear of getting canceled. But meanwhile, you got artists that can talk about their body parts in very vivid description, what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, and everybody thinks it's cool. And that confuses the shit out of me.
You know, it's almost like you read my mind, because the next question I wanted to ask you was from Strictly Funk. And what do you know or remember about H0ES with Attitudes? Specifically, he wants to know if you have any baby girl stories, but also I want you to take yourself back to whenever they came out, 91, 89, 90, 91. To call yourself a hoe with an attitude, that was probably a pretty big deal too back then, right?
Back then, dude, that was like almost a kiss of death. You know, they did okay, but they was ahead of their time. They weren't ready for that yet. You know, niggas with attitudes, yeah, they got past that. H0ES with attitudes, not ready yet. Not ready. Get back. Give us a few more years. That's basically how I feel. That was the outcome of that particular situation. America wasn't ready for that yet. Hip hop wasn't ready for that yet. I mean, they weren't bad rappers, but it's just we hadn't been prepared for that situation yet.
Yeah, that makes sense, because just maybe a short 3 years later, we had artists like Foxy Brown, Lil Kim, Trina, you know, start to make some noise. But yeah, 89, 90, 91, that seemed a little too early.
Were ahead of their time. Okay, again, the music was not terrible, but it just, you know, people were still on a different vibe at that time.
You know what I was tripping on, Lonzo? And we've mentioned this person in the past, but I was watching Dina Howard recently, some of her videos, just kind of going down that rabbit hole. And it's amazing what we thought was Risqué back then. Because I remember everybody was like, oh my God, she's whatever, wearing this, wearing Skippy that. But then you look back at it in 2024, you're like, damn, that was pretty tame compared to what I'm seeing now, when women are opening their vaginas on their delivery table, putting the blood sign in front of their vagina.
Man, look, I was crazy about Adina Howard's thick ass back in the day. Oh my God. I thought that, oh shit. I'm glad we didn't go on tour, because I'd have gotten in trouble. But I think she became a vegan. She lost a lot of weight. And she was also, I saw an interview one time and she said I heard one of the executives were dealing with trying to hit on an artist. She was somebody she was digging, and another executive was liking this guy too. And I guess the executive showed her who had the real power, and you ain't heard much from her since then. Adina Howard and Blue Cantrell. Well, I was crazy about both of them.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You know, I ain't never heard no more from Blue. Blue swears she's, according to interviews I'm seeing on her, that Beyonce had her canceled because Jay-Z was feeling her. It is what it is. I don't know the story one way or another to prove or just or whatever. All I know is one day she was hot and one day she was not.
Hey, Tyree D asked a question. He said, any memories of the 81, 82 inflation?
Hell yeah.
I don't know anything about that. I was 4 years old. What was going on back then? Was that the gas line? No, that was 79. Right? Or go ahead, talk to me.
It was crazy, man, because it's like, for now, if you look back then, that wasn't shit. Like you just said with Adina Howard, that wasn't shit compared to what we're dealing with right now. Okay, everything shot up for a minute and it eased back down. It was like they was trying to. They test us on a regular basis. They create a crisis for us to participate in, get all scared. I think it was 80. Was it 79 with the gas crisis was jumping off?
That sounds about right.
Was it? No, I was at Record Shack.
I know Carter was in the office. That's all I know.
So it might have been 78, 70. It might have been early 79 when we had gas odd and even days. Doing 81. Lonzo didn't feel the inflation because Lonzo was rocking at the eve of the dark. I didn't know about that. It was some price differences, but I had some money. I had so much money, I didn't care. Okay. 80, 70, 79, 80, 81 was like my highlights at Eve After Dark. 82 wasn't bad. We just slowed down to about 83. So I understand there was a rumor of inflation, but I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't feel it. We talked shit about it, but it wasn't the same, especially when you was, doing real shit at that time.
There you go. Someone wants to know, mushrooms or acid? Did Lonzo ever hang out with any crazy white dudes that got him to drop some acid or pop some shrooms back in those days?
I've been around white boys that have dropped shrooms and acid. I ain't ever took no psychedelic shit. I don't play that shit. I like my brain cells. Fuck that shit. Nigga be high for 4 or 5 years. Oh, hell no. Okay. I just see too many cats that I grew up with have flashbacks. And that shit get in your system, man. It'll hit you, out of the clear blue sky sometimes. No, dude. No. Lonzo, I do remember one time I was working at this mobile station over Redondo Beach and Figueroa. Still, this gas station still there right to this day. I was working the graveyard shift. And the manager and a couple of guys came by. It was white. I'm the only black guy on the whole damn in the lineup. And I'm working one of my first nights there. And they come by high, laughing, kicking it, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know what happened, but somebody messed around and hit the damn robbery button. And before the cops got there, the helicopter showed up. So I been smoking a little bit of weed. I ain't gonna lie. And me and the white boys went out to under the helicopter light, and we tap dancing like we in fucking vaudeville and shit. Okay, boy, the Gardena PD rolled up on our asses. They had us stressed out there. They had my black. Well, here's what happened. When the white boys saw the police before I did, right? So all the white boys did this. I'm the only one still clowning. So they thought I was robbing the goddamn joint. Man, I was mad at some bitch. We ended up laughing because we was too high not to laugh. But I was pissed. But again, when you high, you don't stay pissed for long.
That's hilarious, dog. Hey, retired senior chief U.S. Navy wants to know, Lonzo, what are your favorite album covers of all time?
Anything by Ohio Players and George Clinton. Ohio Players had some of the finest bald-head women in the world on them album covers. And George Clinton album covers, you can read them Summer Guns right to this day and still find new shit, especially the liner notes. Snoop tried to duplicate that with the Doggy Style album, okay? When you see a George Clinton liner note, it's like a big-ass cartoon. I mean,